Return of the Duelist was released on August 28, 2012. This set introduced the Spellbook, Madolche, and Geargia archetypes. Additionally, a new banlist was released on September 1st, 2012, and boy was it a big one. Reenact, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, and Future Fusion were now banned from official tournament play. Chaos Sorcerer, Evagishki Gust Kraken, Inzektor Dragonfly, Inzektor Hornet, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, Spore, Tsukiyomi, Wind-Up Carrier Zen Meity, and Ultimate Offering were now all limited to 1 copy each. Blackwing Kalut the Moonshadow, Debris Dragon, Rescue Rabbit, the Agent of Mystery Earth, Tour Guide from the Underworld, A Hero Lives, Emergency Call, Hieratic Seal of Convocation, Pot of Duality, Reasoning, and Mirror Force were all now semi-limited to 2 copies per deck. And finally, Necrogardna, Marshmallow, Destiny Draw, Emergency Teleport, Level Limit Area B, Swords of Revealing Light, and Magic Cylinder were now all unlimited to 3 copies. In this series, both MBT and myself will be traversing the sands of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Each episode will take a deep dive into Yu-Gi-Oh's past formats and unlock new strategies as new sets become available. Strap yourselves in because anything is possible. Welcome to the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content.
Well, folks, it is September of 2012, and once again, Konami has thrown the metagame into chaos. The September 2012 Forbidden and Limited list was released in early September, and it is one of the largest lists in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. 29 changes on this thing, including, most notably, limits to Inzektor Hornet and Dragonfly, a limit to Wind-Up Carriers and Meity, and shots fired at Chaos Dragons with Future Fusion hit to Forbidden and DMD to 1. Additionally, they unhit a significant amount of power cards from previous formats, including Tsukiyomi, who is now limited, and Spore, which is now playable at 1 copy once more. Going into YCS Toronto, there was a ton of decks available for people to test with. But unfortunately, the most powerful of those decks was probably Wind-Up. While Wind-Ups could no longer consistently do the Hunter Loop and take 3 to 4 cards out of their opponent's opening hand, it turns out they didn't need to. In fact, if you need an example as to how a single Zen Meity can throw things into chaos, in the most recent Masochist Banlist tournament, it was going toe-to-toe with today's top meta threats. It is a very accomplished combo deck, and as a result, it is taking names at this tournament. Almost half of the top 32 is comprised of Wind-Up. Now, we're going to get to Wind-Up, don't worry, but today we want to show off 2 decks that were good pretty much exclusively at this tournament. Alex is playing Geargia, which would eventually evolve into Geargia Karakuri, and later Geargia Stun, playing a ton of trap cards. And I'm playing Jeff Jones's second place Grand Soil Psychics list. Now, this is a fan-favorite deck, but unfortunately did not have a lot of longevity. It's basically only good for this singleton event, but at this event, it is taking names. Jeff explains in a post-game interview, however, that he never got to play Geargia and expects it might have been a bad matchup, though we checked the pairings and he definitely did play Geargia. I think realistically his opponent just bricked twice in a row and only saw trap cards. So let's talk about this list before it vanishes into the ether. It's of course playing cards like Effect Veiler and Maxi in order to combat the format's most powerful deck, Wind-Up, but it's also playing a bunch of cards that we haven't seen for a long time. Cards like Giant Rat and similar recruiters like Serene Psychic Witch. The point of these cards is to play a very powerful suite of Psychic Earth-type monsters that net you advantage, allow you to get into Synchro monsters like Psychic Commander, and trade monsters for your opponents with cards like Psychic Jumper. All of this facilitates 5 Earth monsters in your graveyard, at which point you can, for free, special summon a Grand Soil the Elemental Lord. Now, if you haven't seen this Elemental Lord, it's actually had 2 stints of playability here and in Firewall loops. This card on summon Monster Reborns a card, and at the time it was not a hard once per turn. That errata came about a decade later, so as a result, it was very easy to draw a couple of these, put a clock on your opponent, and say, you know what, after a couple of turns you are going to take 5,600 points of damage, plus whatever I reborn. This was a very powerful strategy for this tournament. It's not hard to see how in the hands of an adept pilot this deck could absolutely take names, and Jeff is one of the best of the best. It's no surprise he went as far as he did. It's a little unfortunate he wasn't able to take the entire tournament, and it's definitely a missed opportunity that this thing did not have the legs to stick around in the modern metagame. We're going to play it while we can. So let me give you a quick once-over of all the cards. We've got Card Trooper, very good at getting additional Earths into the graveyard, and of course is an Earth itself. Effect Veiler, Esper Girl. This card, when special summoned from the removed from play zone, removes the top card of your deck face down, and then when it's sent from the field to the graveyard, adds it to your hand. It's a way to plus yourself off of a banish from Serene Psychic Witch, 2 Giant Rat, a Gorz, triple Grand Soil the Elemental Lord, double Max C, 1 Neospatian Grand Mole. It's a decent card to end your Giant Rat chain on if you are in danger of dying. 2 Psychic Commander, it's a tuner. 2 Psychic Jumper, also a tuner that allows you to trade monsters with your opponent. Very powerful card. Triple Serene Psychic Witch. This is one of the most powerful cards that reads like it's terrible on first inspection. When this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can banish a Psychic type monster with 2,000 or less attack from your deck. During the next standby phase, if this card stays in the graveyard, special the monster that was banished by this effect. Now you can use this to get a tuner to potentially go into a powerful 6 synchro, or you can use it to get something like an Esper Girl and plus yourself. Silent Psychic Wizard is a great follow-up to a long banish chain, allows you to target a Psychic type monster in your graveyard, banish that target, and if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, including via a synchro summon, you can special the monster that was banished by this effect. Finally, because there's so many recruiters in this deck, something like a removal spell can really put your life points at risk, so Tragodia is absolutely necessary. After that, we've got a creature swap, a dark hole, triple emergency teleport, and wow, I mean, anyone playing current Yu-Gi-Oh! Knows how strong this can be. 1 heavy storm, 1 mind control, double miracle synchro fusion. In the post-game interview, Jeff talks about how this card was actually terrible for him, and he wouldn't have played it in future versions of the deck. 1 Monster Reborn, double Mystical Space Typhoon, a pot, double Pot of Duality, and 1 Psychic Overload, the only trap in the deck, which allows you to target 3 Psychics in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and then draw 2. In the side, we have a Cypher Soldier, double Cyber Dragon, and a Chimera Tech, the 3rd Maxi, Mystical Space Typhoon, Crevice into the Different Dimension, a really interesting way to keep cards out of the opponent's graveyard, double Goes and Match, double Needle Sealing. This was a huge tech card at the event. In fact, in Konami breakdowns of the event, they explain how sellers were out of this card almost immediately. Vendors were scrambling through bulk to see if they could find additional copies. And finally, triple Royal Decree. In the extra, we've got double Ultimate Axon Kicker, 1 Ally of Justice Catastor, 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Gaia Knight, 1 Magical Android, Naturia Barkion, Naturia Beast, Psychic Life Transfer, Psychic Nightmare, Scrap Dragon, Thought Ruler Archfiend, Leviathan, Silver Mountain, and Zenmaines. So a really interesting, fun deck with a lot of play to it. I hope I can do it justice, but it's not hard to see how, in a format that would soon include Shockmaster, this didn't have the staying power as something like Windup.
You know, probably deserved to be in the shirt after advocating to play Final Countdown, making Joseph sit through Final Countdown, making the audience watch Final Countdown, and then subsequently losing playing Final Countdown. It's fitting, right? But now we're moving on. We're out of the Nationals format of 2012, and we're moving on to September. I believe this is YCS Toronto. Return of the Duelist was just released, so we've got some new cards in the card pool, and we're going to be showing off 2 brand new decks. Now, this deck is obviously not exactly completely new. This is a modification of an older deck being Machina, but Geargia adds a lot to the game, and this deck will actually stick around for the next several years, as a matter of fact, until it basically just gets like power crept out of existence. This is Machina Geargia, and Geargia is going to undergo several different evolutions. This was really just the first truly successful variant of it. I believe Jordan took top 4 at YCS Toronto piloting this list, and it's going to be exciting to see how this one plays out. So let's go ahead and do the card by card. First up, we have 3 copies of Geargia Accelerator. Now, I guess I actually want to start with Geargia Armor because the deck sort of all centralizes around this card. It's a 1900 4-star that once per turn you can change this card to face down defense position. When this card is flipped face up, you can add 1 Geargia monster from your deck to your hand, except Geargia Armor. So 1900 is already pretty difficult to get over, and if you just get a turn, this card will immediately generate you a plus. This is like the OG Subterra Guru, right? And so you're able to search a couple different cards here. We have copies of Geargia Arsenal and Geargia Accelerator. Arsenal is effectively finally Lone Fire Blossom for the archetype, where you contribute it to summon a Geargia monster from your deck in defense position, except another copy of Arsenal. It also gains 200 attack for each Geargia monster you control. So for instance, if you search it off of armor, summon it, it's going to be 1900, which is actually pretty big. And then Accelerators where it gets a little bit ridiculous, because if you control Geargia monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense, and when it's sent from the field to grave, you can target a Geargia monster in your graveyard except Accelerator and add that card to your hand. So for instance, if you add this off of armor, you can special it, make a rank 4 being Gear Gigant X, which is another new card. You can search any level 4 in your deck with this card. You can search another armor, and you haven't committed to a summon yet, so you can either set another armor, you could get a Machina Gear Frame just to get your Fortress in hand, and you can start to see why this deck was good. Every card in this deck just is all advantage, and it's just incredible when it all synergizes together. We have our Machina lineup here of 1 Cannon, 2 Fortress, triple Gear Frame, and a Peacekeeper. Don't know why they're still playing Peacekeeper at this rate. It's like, I know it does have some protection, you know, things that do come up, but it just seems like a bit weird at this point, but it is what it is. And then for the spells, we have Book of Moon, Dark Hole, Forbidden Lance, just to make sure that our plays go through, especially with Geargia Armor, because just getting that +1 every turn is crucial. Heavy Storm, Reborn, MST, Pot of Avarice, Double Duality, because even though we do special summon, it can go for big damage. Our main plays, if we just see Armor like turn 1, we're fine just setting and passing. That's perfectly okay. And Soul Taker rounding out the spells. Then for the traps, there are a lot of them, because this is how Geargia likes to play. You just like to sit behind Armor, throw down a bunch of back row, and just constantly generate those +1s and slowly just take over the game. So we've got Double Bottomless, Double Compulse, a Dimensional Prison, Fiendish Chain, Double Mirror Force, the Solemn Brigade being 2 Warning and a Judgment, Double Starlight Road just to protect our field, and Double Torrential Tribute. The extra deck, we have Double Stardust for the Double Starlight Road, aforementioned. Evagishki Marrowgeist is an interesting new rank 4 that was released around this time. After damage calc, if this destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can detach a material, shuffle the destroyed monster into the deck instead of sending it to the graveyard. This plays around cards like Sangan and other recruiters, and so it was a little neat card, even though it didn't see a ton of play. 2 Gear Gigant X, this was the card that brought machines to the forefront, because any 2 level 4 machines makes this 2300 body. You can detach to add a level 4 machine from deck to hand. If it's face up and leaves the field, you're actually able to special summon a level 3 or lower Geargia in your graveyard onto the field. This deck isn't playing those. This actually got popularized later on, but that effect just makes Geargia an absolute house, because if this card survives a turn, not only did you already just replace it by getting yourself a search, you get to get another search because it still has a material on it, and 2300 is a pretty good stat line. Gemini Pearl's a big body. Mace Stroke is actually pretty relevant, and we might see it in this episode. Big Eye is funny because we can overlay our fortresses to make it and steal Joseph's stuff. Shockmaster was out around this time. Doesn't see a ton of play yet. There wasn't like these wombo combo decks that were really able to turbo into Shockmaster yet, but this is a play that the deck could potentially do. 2 copies of Utopia and a copy of Utopia Ray. I swear I have never summoned this card and probably never will. 1 Photon Papal Operative, a Steel Swarm Roach, and a Vylon Dissigma. Requires 3 level 4s. It has a like weird effect that could potentially come up, but if it does, we'll talk about it. Then for the side deck, doubled Fossil Dyna just to be able to just crack boards that are just very high on special summoning. A single copy of Maxi, which I find is hilarious considering wind-up format. Double Dimensional Fissure, because while there are a lot of cards in our deck that do require like going to the graveyard to trigger an effect, we don't really like rely on that, right? Fortress can be summoned under DeFi, and you're also able to just like continue doing all of your regular things, so you're able to just keep generating advantage typically, but it does stifle a bit of your plays. We have 1 Chalice and a second copy of Lance. Double MST in case they start boarding and stuff like Decree against us. Smashing Ground, because sometimes this deck can have an issue dealing with large things. A Light Imprisoning Mirror and Double Shadow Imprisoning, and 2 Rivalry in case we're playing up against any matchups where everything is off type. So this is gonna be a fun one. I can't wait to see how Joseph does with the Grand Soil Psychic deck, because that deck just seems crazy, and it did get second place at the event as well. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Buddy, after last week's performance piloting, you know, one of the most atrocious decks in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!, I think I deserve to be in the shirt of shame.
You lobbied for
that
deck. You lobbied for it.
I did lobby for it, and you know, as deserved, I'm in the shirt. Just wait, Joseph, till we get to the Jarrell Winston Exodia Turbo deck, so you get to see Hope for Escape again.
I love Hope for Escape. One of my favorite cards of all time, just because of how frustrating it is. to resolve. I mean, there are very few cards at Yu-Gi-Oh! That say draw 6, but that is one of them.
That is, yep. And now we have, what's the card like that lets you just draw 4? Hope, like memory, hope something. The thing with the, if you have the Xyz monsters, if you're playing like the Numeron deck, we have that bullshit.
Memories of hope.
That's Yu-Gi-Oh, ladies and gentlemen. And it feels weird that we're no longer in like Nationals 2012, like early 2012, because I feel like we spent like a good like almost 2 months there. But this is exciting, right? We have 2 brand new decks, one of which is like off the wall. Like a deck that you're piloting is just something that like no one would have ever thought would be, actually a deck. And then, I'm just playing like a souped up version of a deck that I played before. How you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good. I will say I am happy that we're doing these 2 decks because while the Grand Soil Psychic deck is obviously extremely good, and while Geargia turns out to have legs, these decks are pretty unrefined. There's a reason Grand Soil Psychics doesn't really stick around. There's a reason that Geargia evolves pretty radically in terms of what it's playing. And as we see the format sort of congeal, all of these fun decks kind of disappear. So excited to see what week 1 has for us, and excited to see the evolution of these decks into like Geargia Karakuri, into a format that's full of wind-up, stuff like that.
Yeah, like as soon as this event is over, people just immediately realize that like the Karakuri version of this deck is just like infinitely better because the ceiling is like way higher, and that seems to be the direction that people move in. And then eventually like Geargia just goes back to being like this pure variant where like people just play it with like a ton of traps, right?
Yep.
And it's neat that we get to actually just track these evolutions. So I'm ready to get into it, buddy. Let's go ahead and shout out the patron. It is MBT's Unbeatable Paper Strat. Fantastic. Hopefully that's going to be holding up today if I can guess that number, buddy. You got the fingers up?
Oh, I got the fingers up.
I'm going to go odd.
Oh, thank the Lord. It's even.
Am I wrong?
I went with 4 for Psychic Witch, Psychic Witch, Psychic Witch, Esper Girl.
I guess your paper strat is truly unmatched, buddy. This is like the first time you've gotten to go first in like maybe a month.
On any series. I don't know what it is.
On any series, not just this series. All right, buddy, good luck.
Shoot, how do you play this thing? Do we still get the first turn draw?
Yes, we do, because I believe, is that Duelist Alliance format they changed that? We still have like 3 years of first turn draw. That's crazy.
It's not for a long time.
We just got out of Prio, buddy.
All right, I am going to set 1 and pass my turn.
Okay, could be literally anything. I'll draw. We'll go to main 1. I'm gonna run out everyone's favorite Machina Gear Frame.
I love it.
Looks like that's gonna resolve then. Let's go ahead and get to adding here. I guess we're going to get the good old Fortress.
Sure. So at this point, I'm going to max it.
Interesting. So if I want to commit to the Fortress, you have the ability to draw a card off of it. I'm kind of okay just letting you minus. I'll just smack in here.
This is going to be so shocking. It is Serene Psychic Witch. I know, just unbelievable.
Never would have guessed. So you want to go ahead and illuminate the audience to what this card does?
This is one of the craziest cards ever printed in terms of recruiters. So Serene Psychic Witch has ruined many formats, including playoffs. Gets Mindmaster, Keck W. 1400 attack, 1200 defense. When it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can banish a Psychic type monster with 2000 or less attack from your deck. Does not have to not be Serene Psychic Witch. So you can loop this multiple times over the course of your turn to go through a significant number of Serene Psychic Witches, potentially set them up for future turns. Also get some really radical cards like Psychic Commander, Psychic Jumper, and the like. I'm thinking about what I'm getting here. This is a really rudimentary build of this deck. Later on, they would start playing stuff like Gen X Ally Birdman to go into like Leviair and like Reborn, whatever you banished really quickly. Right now, it really doesn't have that. All right, I am going to grab Psychic Commander.
Okay, our good old tuner friend here. Can I just say, recruiters have come such a long way than the good old days of Mystic Tomato you basically get to guarantee you're getting the monster. Just an absurd recruiter. All right, we'll go into second main then, and I think I'm just going to set a couple cards in the back row here, and I'll throw it your way, buddy. Go ahead.
So in the standby phase, I will attempt to resolve the effect of Serene Psychic Witch. Because it's in the graveyard, I can special the commander back.
Fine by me.
I'm going to normal summon a card trooper. Is that okay?
Normal summon of card trooper is fine. Would you like to be doing anything with that effect?
Yeah, I'd like to activate the effect here.
That's fine by me.
Oh, shoot. Okay, did not want to see the Esper Girl sent here, but no big deal, I think. I'm going to make a weird play. I'm going to send these two to the graveyard in order to summon Machina Geargia.
Ooh, that seems pretty good. All right.
I am going to go to combat, and I will attack you.
So Machina Geargia can shut off my traps. Fortunately, Book of Moon is not a trap, so I'm going to go ahead and set him down.
Okay, I guess it is not. Okay, second main, I will activate Pot of Avarice.
Yuck. Okay, sure.
Okay, I'm going to put back the Esper Girl, the Commander, the Psychic Witch, the Card Trooper, and I think I'm going to put the Maxi back too. Just want to potentially keep that monster in for a multitude of reasons. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, back to you.
Okay, we'll go ahead and draw. Barkion is 1800 defense, correct?
It is, yes.
All right, let's boogie. I'm going to go ahead and run out Geargia Arsenal. The first Geargia monster appears.
There he is.
And this one's pretty cool. It's basically Lone Fire Blossom for the archetype, but I don't think I'm going to be doing anything with that. Instead, I'm actually just going to overlay here, and we're going to bring out the boy, Mr. Gear Gigant X.
There he is.
So we're going to use his effect now. We get to detach a material, and I'm going to go ahead and add a level 4 machine from either my deck or graveyard to my hand. It's pretty cool that it can do either one. And with that, I think I'm going to grab myself... Yeah, I think we'll just grab ourselves another copy of Arsenal. We'll just keep them in rotation. Then we're going to actually go ahead and pitch a fortress for a fortress. And let's go to combat. We will have Gear Gigant hit in.
Yep.
And we'll hit you for 25.
Yeah, sounds good.
Second main, I'm going to throw another one down, and we'll throw it your way.
All right, stand by main. I'm going to set one, pass.
Ooh, that doesn't seem too good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and draw here. Thankfully, because Gigant stuck around, we get to use this effect again, so we get to add another machine here. I think this time the move is probably... This actually seems pretty good. I'm going to go for Gear Frame. Then we're going to go ahead and normal Gear Frame, activate his effect. I'm going to grab the Machina Cannon.
Oh, God. This card, of course, completely pays for a fortress.
Correct, which we're going to do right now. Just run out ourselves another fortress. And I believe this should wrap it up, depending on what the set is. We'll try to hit in here.
With the Gear Gigant. Okay, it is a giant rat.
Okay, so at least get to stem some of the bleeding here.
We are going to go for... Dang, there's some neat stuff you can do with, like, summoning Psychic Commander, but not particularly good when I'm already staring down lethal, if you order it correctly. You could get Mole. That's funny. I think I have to just get Witch and Pray.
Okay, so Witch...
Oh, is this already lethal? This is...
That's 11, 36, 46... is it 100 off with Witch?
I'm taking... Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's so annoying. Can I do 100 damage? Does any card in my extra deck do 100 damage? Shit, I don't think it does. We don't have a Gustav Max here. All right, well, guess we got to do it. Fortress in.
Okay, I'll take 11 here. I'll trigger Witch. Oh boy, this is a rough one. We're gonna banish Esper Girl here.
Then we're going to bring in the Gear Frame. Try to hit with Fortress.
I'll take the 25.
100 off. Unbelievable. All right. Second main. Yes, I'm feeling pretty good. Thinking if there's anything I want to do here. I think I'm going to use Gear Frame's effect. And I'm actually going to attach him to one of the fortresses. Just a little bit of added protection depending on what you got. And I'll just throw it your way.
Okay. So in standby, I will trigger the effect of the Psychic Witch. We'll grab Esper Girl.
Yes.
We will trigger her effect. Banish the top card of our deck face down. Face down. I do get to look at it, though.
I didn't see anything.
This is a thinker. All right, I am going to normal summon Card Trooper.
Card Trooper again, and that is a tuner. Card Trooper is fine.
I'll activate the effect. There's Grand Soil.
There goes Grand Soil.
I'm going to Synchro Summon here. We are going to make... Oh, gosh. Wow, there's really not a fantastic one here.
To make a 5? What do you have, like Android or like Beast?
I have Cataster.
Oh, Cataster's not bad. Okay.
I'll trigger the effect of the Esper Girl to add this card to my hand.
Sure.
We'll go to combat. I will attack into this fortress.
I will Dimensional Prison here.
Oh, man. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Oh, too many monsters. There's a lot of concessions in this deck to stuff like wind-ups, you know, main deck maxis and Veilers that are just so bad against you. Oh, sometimes you just get locked on recruiters, tale as old as time, but this time, buddy, you're gonna have to watch out.
All right, we'll see. The side deck could play a very pivotal role in this matchup, so I'm a bit scared. I hope we don't have a repeat performance of the wind-up episode, but, you know, reciprocating, so we'll see. Good luck.
So this is not ideal, but back to you.
Set one pass, eh? All right, we're going to go ahead and draw. I'm going to start with a Pot of Duality.
No response to this.
Okay, let's see what we're working with here. None of those are, like, particularly great. I actually think I will take the MST.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll just snipe the back row.
Ah, man, that is rough. It is a royal decree.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, thank God we hit that out of the way. I'm just going to set a card. I'm going to set 2 back row and throw it to you.
Similar start here. I'm going to set 2, back to you.
We'll draw. Anything standby?
No.
Main 1, let's get rolling. Let's flip up Geargia Armor.
Let's go. Sounds good.
We're going to go ahead and use that effect, add a Geargia monster from deck to hand. A couple of options here. We could get the Arsenal like we did previously, which is just a Lone Fire Blossom. We could get like maybe double armor in rotation. We also have the ability to get Accelerator, which is a bit of a cool card. Just allows us to special summon him out. Do I fear your back row is the question. I don't really think I do. Let's get a bit aggressive here. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab the Arsenal.
Sure.
We're going to run out the Arsenal. Then we'll just go to battle. So Arsenal gets 200 for each Geargia I control, so he's currently 19.
All right, I will lose my rat here.
Okay.
We will go for a Serene Psychic Witch.
Can't get over her, so I'm just actually going to go over to main 2. I'm going to activate the armor to set it back down.
Sure.
And then I'm going to use the effect of Arsenal, sack it off, and we're going to get another armor.
Yep.
And we're going to set him and throw it back to you, buddy.
All right. I'm going to normal summon a Psychic Commander. I'm going to Synchro summon a Naturia Barkion.
All right. I'm going to warning the Barkion.
That's exceptionally annoying. Just very, very annoying. Oh,
Stops
boy.
traps, but not that one.
Okay. I have a play. It's kind of hilarious. I will MST your remaining back row.
Not happy to see that because it was a judgment, but
Sick.
see what you got.
I'm going to special Sidra.
Ooh, okay.
Now, unfortunately, I can't contact because I don't know what those set... Like, those set cards are public information but aren't machines while they're face down.
Correct, yes.
So I will E-Telly here.
Okay.
I'm going to grab Esper Girl.
Sure.
And then, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? What?
Going
can
for a
we go
Black
into
Rose?
Here? Yes, we will go for Black Rose. I'll trigger the effect.
That's good. Yeah, it gets rid of the double armors because that was going to be so much advantage if you did not let that, or if you let the turn pass.
It's actually worse. Grand Soil!
Oh, that's 5 Earths?
That's
Holy
exactly
shit.
5 Earths.
That's exactly 5. Wow. Okay, buddy. All right, let's see what you got.
I'm going to bring back the Barkion. Oh, no, I actually just straight up have lethal, don't I? No, I'm a little off. Damn it.
Oh, thank God.
All right, if I bring back the Barkion, I can do how much here? 28,
You're not allowed to
25?
bring back the Barkion, sir. The summon was negated.
Oh, you're right. Aren't you just a stinker? Oh, dang. That's really annoying. Okay, I mean, Black Rose is still a ton. I actually don't think I could get Cyber Dragon because you could contact it away. I want to do as much to you as possible. If I get Black Rose, you go down to 600. That's pretty stellar. That means you can't really even commit to a normal summon of anything. If I get Serene Psychic Witch, you go down to 18. That's a little different.
Makes your board a little bit stickier.
I mean, Serene Psychic Witch is definitely the pick. It's like the best of the cards that I have. But I am going to go for the Black Rose Dragon, I think.
Okay.
We'll go combat. I will attack in.
I'll take them both, 24 and 28.
All right, we're getting close. Second main, I will set 1 card back to you.
Had a back row in addition to all of that. All right, we're going to need a little bit of help here. I don't know if that's it. All right, main phase 1. Now I got to think. Get ready, buddy. I'm going to heavy storm.
Okay, that is a thinker. I will chain Crevice into a different dimension.
Oh, okay.
I will call Earth. And
shocker.
I am going to banish both of your Geargia armor.
That is fine. All right. Next, I'm going to normal summon the 3rd Geargia armor.
Hell yeah, buddy. Let's go.
We're going to monster reborn my Geargia arsenal.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, goodness me, that heavy storm coming in.
I'm going to overlay here for... Actually, it's pretty irrelevant because I think you had a level 4. You did not. Oh, you had the giant rat. I could have taken that. So, yeah, so I'd have been fine. We're going to summon Utopia.
Oh, no.
But it gets better, buddy. I'm going to overlay number C39 Utopia.
How do you have less than 1,000 life points? I guess it was
Courtesy of you not summoning
Wish.
Serene Psychic Wish. Thanks, buddy. So I'm going to go ahead and use that effect. Let's go ahead and get this copy of Arsenal into the grave in case we get that later. I'm going to buff myself by 500, but I'm going to reduce the attack of your Grand Soil by 1,000, and that means we'll be able to hit you here for 1,200.
I'm going to ask you something I really don't want to ask.
What is that?
Do you want to keep doing that?
Do I want to keep doing that?
It's not a once per turn.
Oh, the effect to detach?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of neat. No, I don't really think there's a need to like go all in here. Like I could just get a ton of damage in.
Okay.
But no, I think I'm good.
I'll just take what, the 700?
This is 12.
1,200.
I'm at 3K, you're at 18.
Okay, that's fine.
And then second main, that's all I got. Go ahead. And don't forget, Joseph, because I killed your Grand Soil, you don't have your battle.
I'm aware!
Figures. All right. We'll draw.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and just go to battle. I'm just going to hit into the Black Rose.
Sure.
Second main, I'm going to set 1 and just throw it your way. Avoid any creature swap shenanigans you might be up to.
Oh, God, I wish I was up to some creature swap shenanigans. This is kind of extremely crusty. Okay, let's go. I'd kill for a Nightmare Shark here. All right, I'm gonna go Emergency Teleport.
That's a good one, yeah.
If we grab Serene Psychic Witch, we can get a Psychic Monster during my next turn, which does nothing. All right, I'm gonna go for Psychic Jumper here.
Okay, sure. Now, this guy's a little annoying.
He is a little annoying. I'm gonna normal.
Oh no, he does
Card
face
Trooper.
ups.
Card Trooper effect.
Sure.
3 cards I did not want to see. What are the chances that that is Geargia armor? Literally 0%. There's no way this deck was on, like, some stupid Ryko bullshit, right?
Guess you'll have to find out, buddy.
I would prefer not to find out is the problem. I feel like almost anything you set would have 1900 defense is the issue. Yeah, I don't think I can be cute about this. We're going to send these 2 to the grave. I'm going to turn these 2 into a Cataster. We'll just go to combat. I'll attack into the Utopia Ray.
Does answer the Utopia. He's down.
All right, back to you.
That's the first time in my life I've ever summoned that card. That was hilarious. All right. Main 1. Yikes. This is actually a bit of a problem. I think I have to actually hope you whiff a draw here, but your deck is a ton of monsters, so I'm not feeling too good about it. I'm just setting 1 and passing. Go ahead, buddy.
All right. I mean, it's Card Trooper.
Jeez. Okay, sure.
I'll go for 3 here. Oh, all right. Combat. I'll try it.
Sure. It was Accelerator as the set. I get to get a Geargia back to hand, but you got it, buddy. Game 3.
Okay, all right. Let's run that quick.
I feel like I could have maybe done that a little bit differently. Like maybe I got very greedy going for the double armor, and I could have like make a Geargigan instead. Because then if like you Black Rose, I'd at least gotten a card back to hand. I felt like I just like ran out of gas. In all honesty,
I don't understand. You greedy? No, that can't be right.
Never, never, Joseph. Well, I get to go first for this lovely game 3, and let's see how we do. That looks pretty good.
Wow.
Let's see if the draw makes it even better.
This is a strange hand.
I agree. I am going to think the play here is activate Dimensional Fissure, set 2 pass.
Oh, no. What? Simo, I can't beat that card. What are you doing?
You have your decree, buddy, and that card's hard for me to beat too, so let's see your out.
Okay, I'm going to activate Emergency Teleport.
Sure.
We are going to summon Psychic Commander.
That's fine.
I am going to normal summon Silent Psychic Wizard.
Ooh, we haven't seen this guy yet. This guy's cool.
He's based. Not in this scenario. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Yeah, in this scenario, he's just a material. We're just going to try and Black Rose this board.
Got the judgment for you,
Oh, yes! I love to see it. I'm very happy about that. Back to you, buddy.
Perfect. This is going well. I'll draw. Excellent. I would have liked that turn 1, but I'll take the gear frame.
How are you whining about this? Yep.
The rest of my hand didn't line up too well, but I just needed like a starter to get things going. We're going to go ahead and grab everyone's favorite, the Fortress, if I can find him here. Do I want Fortress, actually? I actually think I'm going to go for the cannon.
Sure.
I'm going to pitch the cannon and bring out the Fortress. And let's just get in for 43.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And we'll throw to you.
Stand by main. Oh, God. Oh, golly gosh, dang gee willikers. I will normal summon Giant Rat.
Sure.
I'm going to E-Telly again.
All right. If there's one thing this deck can do well, it's Synchro.
Oh, boy. I mean... You get a 6 or a 7 here.
The nice thing about this deck is that you have access to like every level of tuner under the sun.
Problem is, I don't have a good 6 or a 7. A 5 would be good for Catastor. A 7 would be good for Life Transfer, but that doesn't beat your stupid fucking card that's already on the field.
Oh, yeah, isn't Life Transfer like 24?
All right, off this E-Telly, we will get Psychic Jumper. And then let's make Barkion.
Seems all right.
What I like about Barkion is that he does not out your entire board. We'll go Barkion into Gear Frame here.
Let's think. It's pretty annoying. Yeah. All right, so this is 7. I'll take it.
Yep. Back to you, buddy.
Okay, we'll draw. Would have been nice last turn. That's fine. This is kind of awkward. It's like Fortress can crash with Barkion, but like that doesn't really do anything. Strange. I think I'm just gonna set one and throw it back to you.
Attack.
We're crashing, sure.
All right. I really like Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it's pretty good. Go ahead.
Okay, we'll draw. Life total's looking a bit low here.
Yeah, this is a spooky one.
I'm a bit scared. I think I'm gonna pass.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh! It is such a good game. It's so
Oh
good.
my god. No!
But like 80% of my deck is monsters. Where are they?
I'm 80% of my deck is not monsters, but I'm still wondering the same question. God, do I just do it? Fuck. You know what? I'm running out the accelerator. Hit for 14.
You got it.
Second main, I'll set one, throw to you.
Oh jeez. Okay. I will normal Card Trooper.
Yeah.
This is so stupid. Creature swap.
I see. I said I was afraid of creature swap shenanigans, and here we are. Sure.
I can't even, like, if I could use Card Trooper in order to gain 15, then I would, but he can't send to the graveyard, and I think it can send to the graveyard, but in order to get over the accelerator, I would need to hit 2 spell traps, and my deck is like 80% monsters, and I don't even draw a card when it goes to the banished zone.
I don't even... So I would take 1,000 here. You don't draw a card because
No, I don't.
banishes the trooper. Also, you don't control it, so you wouldn't draw the card anyway. I think I'm fine with this, so I'll take the 1,000.
Yep. Back to you.
Oh my god. I'll throw one down. Go ahead.
I'm never summoning another monster. We're just doing this.
This is awful. I think I'm gonna mirror force this.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, sure. Back to you.
All right, we'll draw. We'll set and we'll pass.
Okay, we're schmoving. Peacekeeper. All right, go ahead.
Okay, we'll draw. Main one, we'll flip up the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh my god, that's so good. Yep.
See what we can do here. All right, you have back row, which is a bit scary. I'm potentially threatening lethal if I don't fear your back row, but I'm also a coward. I'm going to give 23. I will say this Dimensional Fisher's fucking me over too for some reasons. There's no way you play real traps. There's no way you play real traps. I'm going for it.
Sure.
Summon Arsenal.
No response here.
Battle. Hit.
What is this, 11?
Okay.
Tragodia.
19. Trag. Thinking here. Trag comes in with the attack value of the cards in your hand, correct? I will bottomless.
We are in the damage step.
Or is this damage step? Oh, excuse me. Never mind. I won't be doing that. I will warning in that case then.
Yeah. 300 I couldn't get over. Yeah, you got it. The hand is Grand Soil.
Oh, no.
This hand was literally a 100% OTK for anything but Di-Fi. I could do the same thing I did last game. Threaten Black Rose. I had MST a little too late. Oh, man.
What was the last set?
Oh, it's just Reborn. You know, love to draw.
Reborn.
Love to
Okay.
open Reborn when I open 2 Grand Soil into a
hey,
Di-Fi.
buddy.
Yeah,
Same.
I figured. Here we are.
I had MST was my other one. I was very afraid of like Decree just coming down and just wrecking me, but when you didn't flip it on Mirror Force, I figured you didn't have it. But I was still just a bit spooked because maybe you're like, whatever, I lose an Arsenal, no big deal. But
Man,
oh, wow.
that was rough. That was actual pain. Di-Fi, pretty good. It is a pretty good card.
I hear that card's okay. This deck does pop off, though. I will say, like, in the last game, like, we got to just see it, like, oh, yeah, you summon Black Rose. Oh, I out it. All right, drop Grand Soil. Like, just keep fucking going, you know?
Yeah, no. It's a sick list. It's hard to play. I know I probably did not pilot it as optimally as I could. Yeah, it's unfortunate that it just didn't have any sort of real longevity.
Yeah, and this deck, I mean, it was great to see, like, Geargia's first showing, right? I mean, Armor is just, like, an absurd Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Oh, yeah.
And I know why people were just, like, clamoring for this deck just to, like, go at some point, because Geargia sticks around for, like, the next, we're in, what, 2012? I think Geargia sticks around till, like, I came back into Yu-Gi-Oh, which was, like, 2015 or something. So, like, 3+ years of Geargia Armor. Like, all right, let's go. But, yeah, I mean, just a lot of neat tools. We actually don't even see most of them till later, as a matter of fact. We got to see the Accelerator, the Arsenal, the Armor, but Geargia X actually has the ability to bring back a level 3 Geargia, which the Machina Geargia deck that I'm piloting from this specific tournament, I think it was YCS Toronto, I don't remember for sure though, wasn't actually playing any of the level 3 Geargias, the Geargianos and the like.
Interesting.
And the Geargianos are at like kind of like tour guide, like for this like archetype specifically, which is kind of neat. And the fact that you just get even more recursive ability in like Gigant, like Gigant already replaces itself, like if you can just resolve his effect once, but then if he dies, which he's most likely going to go to the graveyard, you get to get another Geargiano back. And then if he sticks around another turn, like at that point, you're just taking over because you get to resolve this guy twice. Just absurd. And like just the amount of reach this card gives you, and not just this card, all the Geargia cards, that you can just like assemble just a whole hand of like accelerators, just start dumping them. The fact that Gigant actually can add from grave means that if you just have like a board like this, you can just continuously add the same accelerator back from the graveyard that you detach, like summon another one and then just keep going and keep overlaying, which is like absurd. Pair that with like stuff like Machina Fortress, like you can just get to 8,000 very quickly in this deck.
Yeah, no, and it only gets better from here.
Yeah, it is. Both of these decks, to be fair, get better from here, and Grand Soil eventually gets banned.
That is true. That is true.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another episode. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons as always. So big shout to Shout1317, Moto, Cameron Smith, SJ Winchester, Kadok, Meatball, Ian, Musa, Team00x3, Ika, Iron Fang, Part 2, Pony Stark, Dan the Med, Hoban, Secret Guy, Ole, Yusuf Asin 05, MBT, Play Madolce, Mystic Walk, I Ship MBT and Simo, Cole T, Draconic, Rockside, Dolly Up, Logan Thomas, Peter Gregory, Thomas Selson, Jordan Coons, Calvin, Iron Blazon, Pure Ace, Jesse Wood, Two Nerdgasm, Brother Paul, Chris Ho, David Liu, Ruxin's Horny Fans, Sky Rose, Dylan Hunter, John 2 Base, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Dacer, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Ashlyn Jensen, Give Me Speedword or Give Me Death. Seriously, guys, please read your cards. TC Gaming, thanks for the sleeves, Dad. Matthew Brady, Max, MBT Bathwater Vendor, Tom Russell. Why read your cards when you can just click buttons? Band Snatch Heel for Prague 2021. Omar, Paint French Girls like one of your MBTs. Black Acre, the entire state of Indiana. D's cards. We are not the same. You drink flat tummy tea. I drink M-Bussy tea. MBT fans scare me more than COVID. Simping for Simo, Abbott YGO, Ethan Steele, and horny bonking MBT fans. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.